What is it?
Or Jolly Roger. We are.
The Straw Hat Crew.
Guys like looking at hot chicks. Excuse me. Straight guys like looking at hot chicks. We can't get enough. This is a great opening. Just keep showing them chicks. The hot chicks.
Listen.
No. No. The hot chicks, dude.
I'm still hot though.
Dude.
Fuck!
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm gonna have to take him away now. We have to try on some stuff.
Anyhow, they're about like this. Just give me 10. Let's see the Japanese build a better one of those.
Hello again, kiddies. It's your friendly neighborhood watchman, here with you today to talk about One Piece, the extraordinarily successful, I should say the most successful, manga/anime in Japan's history, created by Eiichiro. And the reason we're talking about this, of course, is because it is being made, or has been already made. The first season has been already filmed, the live action version, which is on Netflix, which most of us non-woke people aren't a huge fan of, for obvious reasons, without getting further into that, because that's another topic in and of itself. Now, I've watched anime years ago. I mean, this anime has been going on since 1999, so well over 20 years ago now. There's over 1,000 episodes of the anime series. I haven't nearly watched that many. So I'm speaking of this live action version, not as an expert in One Piece. Familiar with it, yes, but looking at it a little bit from the outside, I can understand people enjoying this. I enjoyed it. It isn't completely without its faults, not by a long shot. So let's not get that twisted here. But it's a hell of a lot better than what was done to The Witcher, also by Netflix, what was done to Cowboy Bebop, and Amazon's Rings of Power, bastardization of J.R.R. Tolkien's work. But the woke is very subtle for the most part. I mean, they, for some reason, gender swap an important character, Kobe. They gender swapped Kobe, or so I thought anyway, until I researched the actor and found out that Kobe is played by transgender actress Morgan Davies. That is a female to male trans. So I initially thought it was a female hired to play a male, which, let's be honest here, it essentially is. Therefore the confusion, not knowing that the actor or actress was a transgendered person. So it makes a lot more sense now. But I digress. And they black swap Nojiko, which is Nami's sister. Let's face it, compared to the normal Netflix fare, it's tame in comparison to their usual productions. It will be a lot, we all know it will be a hell of a lot worse if it wasn't for the creators Eiichiro Oda's involvement and title as executive producer. He could have been firmer, but you can imagine he was talked into a lot of things. You can read between the lines in some of his statements. Compromises were made, as is the norm, more often than not. It's not a direct adaptation of the manga/anime. For some reason, Hollywood seems to think that's a bad thing, to stay true to the source material. But pushing that aside, folks, if you had no idea of the manga or anime, I dare say you would have liked, if not loved, the series. If you're okay without nudity and romance and a lot of blood and gore being in every episode.
Yo, Granny.
time to dance!
Then you should like the show. That's just my opinion. Now the diehard fans, sure. I mean, you got more to nitpick about. But remember, hardly anything, any film, any TV show stays true 100% to the source material. So cut some slack. And remember, this could have been real bad. As per the few examples I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And at the very least, it may get Eiichiro Oda a new wave of fans checking out his manga and anime. So folks, I have a little article I just wanted to share from Alison D'Souza, The Straits Times, with the heading One Piece manga creator had full control over Netflix adaptation. So without further ado, let's jump into this article. By some estimations, Japan's Eiichiro Oda is one of the top 10 best-selling fiction authors of all time, up there with William Shakespeare, J.K. Rowling, and Agatha Christie. And for those who are not fans of manga or Japanese comics, the 48-year-old might also be the most successful writer you have never heard of. But that could change now that Netflix has adapted his action-adventure epic One Piece, 1997 to present, the best-selling manga series of all time, into a live-action series. Premiering on a streaming service, the 8 episodes take place in a fantastical world of vast oceans, islands, and pirates, and follow an aspiring young pirate named Luffy, played by Iñaki Godoy, as he searches for a fabled treasure with his crewmates Zoro, Makenyu, and Nami, Emily Rudd. Unusually for a Hollywood production, Oda was given final say over how the show was made, thank God, and was not shy about exercising it. Speaking to the Straits Times and other media over Zoom, the beloved manga creator, who likes his privacy and keeps his face off camera, says to an interpreter, "The biggest challenge I faced was not to betray the expectations of existing fans of One Piece, and I think we were successful at that." But he was exacting when it came to the quality of the show, which was developed by American writer-producers Matt Owens and Stephen Maida, but which he executive produced. Oda, who holds a Guinness World Record for selling more than 500 million copies of the One Piece manga series, which puts him at number 10 on a Wikipedia list of the best-selling fiction authors of all time, says, "I cared about every detail, and I didn't want to compromise. I knew that if something was going in the wrong direction, I needed that executive producer title to be able to put a stop to things before it's too late." In an open letter released in July, he revealed numerous scenes were reshot, quote, "because I felt they weren't good enough to be put out into the world," end quote. In the interview, he says he did not hold back when critiquing footage he was shown. "There were times when I would be very blunt with my notes about things I wasn't happy with, and they responded to all of those," Oda says. "They allowed me to have the right to give the final blessing on all aspects of this production, whether it's the scripts or the editing, and if I wasn't satisfied, this wouldn't see the light of day." Well, allowed you, well, I mean, you're the creator, so they have no say as long as you don't sign over those rights to them. And that's the problem with a lot of creators. They want the money, so they sign over total control when they license their creations to be transformed into other mediums.
I think they're ready for us.
Well, I'm ready also. For what?
But back to the article. Oda says, "I was giving very detailed notes on a lot of different scenes, but thankfully, the production team responded to all my notes at a pace that surprised even me, and we were able to make this happen." One Piece has been adapted before in Japan into an anime TV series, 1999 to present, as well as various animated theatrical films and video games. But Oda has since turned down many previous offers to translate his brainchild into a live-action series. I believe that manga works were not meant to be adapted into live-action to begin with. You're supposed to be doing something that's not easy to adapt into live-action, says the creator, who is regarded as one of the most influential manga artists and has received numerous awards for his work. But at a certain point, visual effects technology and production values started to advance to a place where I'd see movies that convinced me that with the technology today, it is possible. So I started thinking about finding the right partner to work with. Having grown up in a generation that idolized Hollywood films, Oda says he had every expectation that if it was Hollywood producing this, the production values and quality would be very high. I expected that instead of a Japanese studio producing this, Hollywood would be able to do justice to the world that I had drawn. And seeing the final product, my expectations came true, he says. Well, that may be true as far as the technical aspects. The US has some of the best, if not the best, special effects and CGI studios in the world. But Japan doesn't have the woke culture to deal with. Eiichiro Oda being from a homogeneous society, after all. So folks, that's the end of the article and this video. We'll be diving further into One Piece in the near future and get into more details of this Netflix series. So if you like, share your comments. And if you like the video, please hammer that like button. If you don't, smash that like button. And please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. And caress that notification bell if you'd like to be forewarned when I'm about to drop another video. And as always, stay safe and I bid you peace.
Hey you, why aren't you out there fighting?
I'm like 6, I don't even know what's going on.
That's no excuse.
Oh, child abuse!
Trying to plunder our plunder, huh? You got balls, kid. Balls.
Yeah, but they haven't descended yet.
Balls. Oh God, I killed him! I won't go back to prison! My butthole can't take that abuse! Looks like I've got to kill all the witnesses! Hey there, Missy, where do you think you're going? My only weakness, my balls! How did you know? Can't kill on an empty stomach!
Who are you exactly?
Me? My name's Monkey D. Luffy!
Well, my name's Kobe and...
Oh, Cody! I don't care!
It's
Now, come
Kobe.
on!
Alright boys, my fat ass fell through the floorboards again.
Oh shit, Cody, they're everywhere!
They don't make them like they used to.
You're a fat bitch, you are!
Oh, that is it.
Oh no! Run away! The heck? Gotcha now, you bastards!
Luffy, you are the strangest boy I've ever met!
Boy, I'm 45 years old, lad!
None peace.